It's become all too familiar, the sight of businesses closing and banks dissolving. But what's often forgotten in this economic crisis is its impact on our public school system. We recently paid a visit to Lake Weir High School in Ocala, Florida, to get a glimpse of the current state of education. It's a warm April Tuesday, and our first stop on campus is a woefully outdated computer lab.
Oh man, the budget cuts. It has been an adjustment period, especially for the kids. We had to sell our up-to-date computers and purchase some computers that were a little bit older. The kids are having to get reacquainted with floppy disks. Some of them didn't even know what those were. You got a dirty floppy. Your floppy's dirty.
Don't leave it in there.
You gotta clean your floppy. Don't put a dirty floppy in there. The good news is they still can get keyboarding skills. They are getting very good at Pong and even Pac-Man. Eat the ghost, eat the ghost, eat the ghost, yeah, yeah, eat the ghost, yeah, yeah! And there is some hope. We've heard that next year we may have Windows 95 and even access to the internet. So we're keeping our fingers crossed.
Miller said the lack of technology on campus goes beyond his computer lab. For instance, teachers have had to exchange their speedy emails for old-fashioned snail mail. While this system requires more paper, it requires less energy and does not require teachers to have computers. And the school's yearbook team has had to give up their expensive digital cameras and trade them for cheaper disposable cameras.
As we strive here at Lake Weir High School to make a difference in the youth of America, in our digital photography area, we've had to pawn all of our top quality digital cameras and bring in these cheap throwaway cameras so that we could teach these guys a little bit about photography. So we're really striving, or struggling would probably be a better word, to try to keep up with the technology without any money.
Making matters worse is campus-wide crowding. Math teacher Doug Carter's classroom has never held more than 32 students. But this year, that number has ballooned to 78.
We have felt the effects of the budget cuts. Last year I had over 24 students in my class. This year I just have a few more. We had trouble at first with a smaller classroom size and large students. At first, the students ganged up and formed two gangs in our class, and crazy stuff was happening. They were bringing rubber bands and shooting them at each other, but they calmed down. We were able to calm them down with games. You know, we had activities in the class. We played Yahtzee one time. It was a fun thing. They got so into it. They brought their own dice. They were betting money. I know it's illegal, but it was still great. They used Monopoly money. We even played Twister in the class. It was so fun.
We also visited the Lake Weir Band Room, only to find out the students are having to share instruments due to the lack of funds in the band program. Even lunch, which has traditionally been a break for students for the second half of the day, is being watered down by a watered-down budget.
Well, they're very disappointed, and there's not as many people coming to lunch as we used to have because they know that all they're getting is bread and water.
Well, it's not that bad, you know. Like, we get white bread on Mondays and Tuesdays and whole wheat bread on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And sometimes we actually have toast on Fridays.
But the school system isn't alone. Even students are cutting back, and they've started carpooling to save gas.
Ever since the budget cuts and stuff, you know, I haven't been able to work as much, and these people haven't been able to get to school, so I just charge them a little bit a week. I wake up at 5:45 in the morning, call up first buddy who lives like 20 minutes away, drive over to his house. He lives on the north side, so you know, it's a really clean, cool area, but after that I have to head over to the east side and it's past the lake. The lake's like a 5-minute drive anyway.
Due to overcrowding and high temperatures, not to mention added stress, Colds and flus are naturally on the rise. But due to the budget cuts, substitute teachers aren't always available, leaving teachers to work through illnesses that could normally leave them home.
With the budget cuts, we've had a huge impact on the availability of subs. I've been sick for almost a month, but I haven't missed a day of school yet. Last night, though, it got so bad. I had to go to the emergency room. I was there until 2 o'clock this morning, and I haven't had any sleep. I'm tired, but at least they say it's not contagious, or at least they say. A few weeks ago, my kid, she had the chicken pox. Couldn't get out of school, so I had to go ahead and let her go to daycare. She was at daycare, sick with the chicken pox, and of course everybody else in the daycare had the chicken pox. So now I'm the mom that got all of their kids sick with the chicken pox.
Our conclusion was as obvious as it was simple. The school system itself is sick due to the crippling budget cuts.